Welcome to T-Boys TV. We're back again with another stream. Obviously, we're back again with Premier League predictions. Chris's second time on the channel. How are you?
Not bad, thanks. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm good, thanks.
You. Good to see
and,
you on.
Dad, your phone's going off. Telling the people that I'm live. So
Excellent.
At least you get the notifications there. But how are you as well?
Yeah, I'm really good, mate. Excellent.
There you go. And obviously we're here for Prem predictions. We'll do it a little bit different. We'll go through some comments first. Hanno, obviously Chelsea fan, says Underdogs FC. And then Chris has put his comments in, so I'll go through them in a bit. And then obviously his lineup versus Spurs, I'll go with that and what he's had to say about Trent. Big up David as well, Luton fan. He's already in Blackpool for the game tomorrow. He says, hello everyone, big up yourself, mate. Hope you're well. And Hanno says, we're late. Yeah, I know, mate. It was a bit of a madness, but we're here now. But yeah, let's get into the first game. Like I said, the way we're going to do it is a bit different. So obviously, we have a lot of screens up at a time, but obviously we'll do one for each screen, one person's predictions. So the first game is Leeds versus Bournemouth. Now, I was thinking this has a draw written all over it, but then I did see, that Bournemouth have never actually got any sort of result away at Leeds.
I don't know. I just think, personally, Bournemouth got something to prove a little bit at the moment, again. After the whole Scott Parker leaving, they went on a bit of a run.
Yeah, they did.
So, and then it's dipped a bit. So I think they could possibly pull one back at Leeds. Leeds aren't playing very good at the moment.
Except that Liverpool game.
Well, we won't talk about that, will we?
Well, it's got to be done. But yeah, they've had a few decent results, Leeds, this season, at home, but they're still not, I still believe they'll be fighting in that relegation battle.
I reckon they will. Yeah, of course. The top is pretty much set out for, your top 6, top 7. The bottom is the usual culprits, to be honest. We're getting to that time of the year where you're going to start seeing who's really going to be in the relegation battle. Yeah, at the end of the season. But
the thing is, this season, I think that the international break for the World Cup,
this World Cup,
is gonna affect quite a few teams in different ways. That's the thing for me that Arsenal have got to watch out for, because they're such red hot form that having this break could be detrimental to them. And that's the problem.
Yeah.
Or, it could work the other way. But other teams, again, at the bottom might start picking up, especially teams that have got a couple of injuries and stuff. Same all the way down through the leagues, because all football stopped, isn't it? I believe. League 1 and League 2.
No, I think certain leagues are carrying on.
Really?
Yeah, pretty sure.
I know definitely, obviously, the leagues that are semi-professional, they're the only ones I know.
I find that a bit, that's a bit silly as well, right? Normally, everyone enjoys the World Cup, players as well that are not playing, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's not really been that much said in that kind of side of things, is there, really?
No.
They're hushing it down. That'll be the last time it'll be, such a hot, controversial country.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, so score prediction, Leeds, Bournemouth.
I'm going to go with 1-1.
1-1. Fair enough. Dad, your prediction?
2-2.
2-2, goals galore in that one. So 1-1 Chris has gone with. And obviously 2-2 Dad's gone with. I'm going to go 2-1 Leeds. I'm going to back them at home. They've got a few 2-1s, especially their first game of the season against, I think it was Wolves. So I'm going to back them to do it again. Especially after that Liverpool result as well. I think they have a lot of confidence from that, because I don't really want to talk about it, but they were the better side. I have to be honest, and they just took their chances, and that was the difference in that game. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with for that one. Let's go through some comments, see what everyone else is saying. Hanno's gone 1-1. He also says, Chris, why is that shit on your shirt?
Never mind, Hanno. You'll see a lot of it on Sunday.
What other comments have we got? Liverpool in the mud. Yeah, don't remind me, please. Big up, David. He sent a super chat in. He sent 79p, so big up yourself, mate. Like I said, all the money I receive on this channel goes back into the channel for setups and that sort of thing. So thank you for that. Big up Blue Terrier, obviously Huddersfield fan. He says, hello, T. Big up yourself, mate. And Spencer says, I almost went 2-1 Leeds, but I'm going with a 1-1. So he's gone with the same as you there, which is fair enough. But yeah, moving on to the next game, which is Manchester City, obviously chasing your team, Arsenal. Do you know what I mean? As it stands. Taking on Fulham, who did get a draw to Everton in their last game. You know, overall the season, they've had a very good season. You know, obviously, as it stands, they are above Liverpool. They're still doing well. Obviously, they're in 7th place. You know, they've only lost one game at home. Obviously, this one is away, though, to Man City, who, you know, they haven't really been as convincing as they have. Obviously, they've got Haaland out, which is obviously a big miss, especially with how he's been. They've still got quality, but, you know, they're not scoring as many goals as they were when he was in. You know, Champions League the other day, they had to come back from behind, you know, and they've drawn, you know, quite a lot of games before that as well, lost to Liverpool. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. How do you see this one going?
Well, obviously, City have got it in them to kind of, they've got the players for any situation, but then they are missing Haaland at the moment. So it all depends on how it affects the team. Really, is you know, he's a prolific striker. He's coming into the Premier League. He's scoring more goals than anyone scored in their first season.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy.
Hat tricks left, right, and centre. So they could miss him. At least, if they won't lose the game. I mean, Fulham are all right, but then they let in a lot of goals as well. They scored goals, but they've let in a lot of goals.
Yeah, they have.
That's going to be their problem. So,
especially to Newcastle at home, they were only lost at home. That was a 4-1. So it links to what you're saying there.
That's not mean. It could, and you know, see it at home. So. I know the Etihad's boring, but there is the truth in it. The Etihad's boring, a bit like going to Chelsea, really. I've been to the bridge, so I know what it's like. But yeah, tough one. What would you say? I mean, I'd potentially go with a draw, but City.
Nah, City will win, man.
They got the squads, the players, didn't they?
They'll beat for
2-1. Fulham will score a goal, but they won't win.
Fair enough. Dad, your prediction? You sounds like you're going with a City win.
Yeah, definitely a City win. I think that Haaland ain't playing, but I still think that they'll have enough to beat Fulham. They've got too much. Fulham are going to have to work hard. They're decent. They're probably out of the teams that come up. You know, on their day they're very good, but they haven't. They've got that extra bit of quality, and it's difficult. Man City are just going to be passing it around. They're just going to bide their time. I can see an easy 3-0 victory, personally. Fair
enough. My prediction, you know, I've backed City as well. Obviously, being at home, you know, I echo what my dad said. I've gone with a 3-1 though. I do reckon Fulham might get one, but I do think City in the end will just have enough. The quality will just shine through. And I can't see Fulham getting one, though. I can't see him getting one. But we'll see what goes on with that. Everyone else's comments so far and their predictions. Big up Ty, says Stephen. Big up yourself, mate. Spencer did say 3-1 City, but he meant 2-1. So fair enough. Same as you again. There you go.
Copy with my score predictions.
4-2 City. Stephen's got goals galore in that game. Big up Kenny, Man United fan. No, don't big up his team, though. He's gone 3-1 to Bournemouth, and he's gone City 2-1 narrow win against Fulham. Interesting. But yeah, moving on to the next game.
Not too sure about that Bournemouth win, man.
Moving on to the next game, Nottingham Forest. Obviously still as it stands, bottom of the league, but they are, you know, not doing too bad every now and then. Obviously, they've got that good result against Liverpool. Again, you know,
We'll get some result at Liverpool.
Well, yeah, especially if Liverpool are the away side, eh? You know what I mean? But now it's starting to happen at Anfield as well. But yeah, obviously they're taking on Brentford, who the last couple of games, to be fair, Brentford away have not been particularly too great. Obviously, their last away game, they actually lost 4-0 to Aston Villa. Obviously, you know, they have had some really hit and miss games away, and their home form is what's, you know, making them be in a better position in the table. Yeah, this one's an interesting one. I think this one will be closer than what people think, especially if it being at Forest, the home crowd.
Yeah, the thing about it is they beat you lot,
Yeah,
and they were lucky to beat you lot, really. I mean,
we should have put our chances away.
Exactly. Nunes came alive in the week, even though he could have got a red card in that game as well. He was so lucky. I think you got the rough end of the draw in that one. Then obviously we beat them last weekend quite emphatically. So I think they're going to bounce back from that, but I think it could be a draw. I'll go 2 on that one.
Fair enough, Dad. How do you see this one going?
Right. I think it will be close as well. But I know Steve Cooper is a good manager, and this will be a game that he'll feel that we can definitely get something out of this.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be cagey. I think if they defend really well, they could do another smash and grab, make 1-0.
But then Brentford are a good team as well, though. You know what I mean? They got a good defense.
He's a good manager, and if he
I could
find a way against Liverpool, he can certainly find a way against Brentford.
I could see a 1-0. I'll be honest.
To be fair, I kind of like Forest, and I realistically, especially with the amount of money they spent, because they spent more than most other Premier League teams.
Yeah,
I do stay in the Premier League because they're seen as one of those top league quality type of teams, isn't they?
Yeah, but they're not.
They're not. No, they've
where you're from is where you're at.
Yeah, I get that.
But yeah, no, they've got
You know
good
what I
history, and you know, but they almost felt like, and all the pundits will almost willed them to go up, didn't they? Yeah, they're going to go up.
Yeah, they were like that. To be fair,
we don't want Luton to go up or Huddersfield to go up because you know.
So at the moment, I don't think it's the right time for Luton to go up. I've always said I'd rather.
I don't care if we go up and get smacked. I'll never get smacked, but if we can survive and get more money in the bag, then it's just going to make us better in the long run. Because the way we're run, we won't be bouncing up and down. Eventually, we'll be doing what Brighton, Wigan, Bournemouth, Brentford, the Swansea done for. What we'll be doing that.
I've always said it. I think we're a few years behind them teams, like your Brentfords, like your Brightons.
Not as much as you think.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
2-3 years, something like that.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
1-0.
Just quickly before we go through comments on my score prediction, Kenny says Tyler's dad is the GOAT, to get a bit of love there. And Stephen's not happy with Chris's comment there.
What? Go to bed.
But yeah, that is that. Let's go through other predictions. Kenny says Forest have to win all their home games. Forest 2-0 Brentford. Brentford also a dreadful form.
That's something you touched on. I can see it happening because he's a good manager. Once he gets to know the
new ones,
20 million signing.
Yeah,
then he'll be all right.
He is good. 100%. If they're dog shit and are at home, they'll get a result against Liverpool. Well, yeah, that is how it is this season. Spencer's gone 2-1 Brentford. Stephen's gone 1-1 for that. And as for my prediction, I'm going to back Nottingham Forest as well, especially with them being at home. I do think Brentford might get 1, but I actually think Nottingham Forest will get 2 here. I'm going to go over 2-1, another 2-1 prediction for this one. So yeah, that is that. Moving on to the next game. Another 3:00 game. Obviously, Wolves versus Brighton. I do remember this game last year. And this is where Wolves started their really dreadful form. They actually ended up losing 3-0 to Brighton. Obviously, you know how good Brighton done last season. You know, finished the highest ever in top flight history for them. Wolves, every time I watch them, they just seem to lack something up front. Even with Costa in, they just miss some really good chances. You know, I see that. You know, if you look at how many goals they've scored this season, don't think that they've particularly overly scored a lot. Yeah, they've only scored 6 goals. You know, everyone else has hit, you know, at least double figures, bar Forest as well. But obviously Forest lower. So I do look at things like that. Brighton obviously got that very good win against Chelsea. Obviously, people are saying the Graham Potter derby. Obviously, that was a really good performance from them. Obviously, they just dug in deep and they just wanted it more. You know, that's how I saw that game. So they're on a lot of confidence there. Wolves at home, you know, they did. I think their last home game was obviously that heavy defeat to Leicester, if I'm correct, as well. Yeah. Obviously, Leicester have not been doing overly great, as we know. So, yeah, I'm more confident for a Brighton result. But how do you feel about this?
I agree with that because, like you say, coming off the back of beating Chelsea, ex-manager, you know, to one of the apparent established Big Six teams.
Yeah, exactly.
Going to their ground. Was it their ground?
It was at Brighton. It was at Brighton. Yeah.
So either way, beating
exactly
in that style,
like
Brighton. Going to having Chelsea beat them. I think they're going to come off the back of that. They're going to be buzzing. The players, they got some quality players at Brighton.
They do.
Quality players, and every time
that Trossard, he's brilliant.
Every time a big club comes in for one of their players, they lose one of their players and fill the space with another quality player. You know what I mean?
Like Basuma with that new CDM that they got in.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So I'm going to say 3-1 at Brighton.
That's fair enough.
Wolves, I just think you're right. They're missing something up front.
And the games where they are scoring, they're only getting like 1 goal. You know, they're not getting. I don't think I've seen one game this season where they've got 2 goals.
They never really. I mean, we went through seasons of like not buying the right players and stuff like that. They never replaced Jota.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
The same as you didn't really replace Mane.
Yeah, they don't have much time though. You know what I mean?
I get that, but there's still, you know, if there's a process of buying and selling a player, it's going to take at least 2 weeks to sell a player.
Yeah, but the thing is with that as well is Mane's a world-class player, but he plays in a specific way which you can't replace. Do you know what I'm saying? You could never replace Gerrard. It'd take years. You know what I'm saying? They brought players in, but no one's going to directly give Liverpool what he gave Liverpool. Do you know what I'm saying?
The thing about it is, if you know you're going to sell a player, and we used to do it all the time, we started doing it again. Yeah, you get players in, young players. They're going to learn.
Luton have started doing that as well. They've actually got the luxury of being able to do that now. They're established championship.
And that's the thing. If someone's after one of your players, Bayern Munich were after Mane all last season, weren't they?
Yeah.
So he was guaranteed to go there.
Yeah,
so they kind of saw Nunes to come in. We're getting players in before players get to the point where they're going to get sold to one of the elite teams in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're getting that kind of balance back of what Arsene Wenger had. He had a blueprint on that kind of shit.
That's all good.
But I don't see teams doing it anymore again. You know, you like had it for years. They bought pretty much Wolves bought pretty much most of the Portuguese national.
Yeah.
But it worked for them. Do you know what I mean?
And it was good. But
it was very good. Yeah.
Obviously, they're not an established Premier League team, are they? All right. So when you get good players and they become, they're in the shop window. Every game they play, they're in the shop window. Yeah. So you're going to have the bigger teams looking. Your Munich, your Madrid, Barcelona, Milan teams, all that kind of stuff. You're going to have those kind of teams come in for your players.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you know, like say, at least 2 weeks from inquiring to putting the paperwork through to purchasing the player, there's months and months and months before that of touting. Yeah. So, right.
The pizza's a bit all over the game.
No, it's not burnt. But
you forgot about it. It's
I remembered it. That's the thing. But anyway, go on.
Yeah. So it's just it's about getting that right balance. And Wolves lost that balance when they lost Shota because they didn't have anyone to step into it, and they got no one up front now.
Yeah.
Not only that, they've lost other players, defenders. What's the defender that they had?
Connor Cody.
Yeah.
I can't believe they actually got rid of him.
Who the fuck's Craddock?
I can't remember. But yeah, anyway, and midfielders, they're losing players.
Yeah, they're going through a transitional period since they lost. You know,
And the manager as well.
and they should have just went back there, I reckon, but it is what it is. So, score prediction.
Chris has said he's gone 3-1. Your prediction, Dad?
So I was a touch on Brighton. Like, this is again like a blueprint which Luton should be looking at. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Similar sized town club, getting a new stadium, holding their own, and that's where Nathan Jones originally come from as well. So, you know, they've got that philosophy as well.
That's why he had that rumour as well, wasn't it?
And the players have been there. Some of them have been there for a while, and they've just got better and better. Like players at our club.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So I really like them, and I just don't think they're getting enough recognition actually for what they're doing.
Yeah.
So I just think they're too strong. They're in form. Everything's going good for them. They'll punish Wolves. I think Wolves are going to get punished. I reckon 3-0.
3-0, fair enough.
So
you reckon it'll be the same score as last year in this fixture?
Yeah.
As for me, I can't see Wolves scoring again. If they do, they might get 1. Honestly, like I said, I don't think there's been a game this season where they've got 2 or more goals in a game. I've gone with 2-0 Brighton. I've gone with 2-0. I just think, you know, like we mentioned as well, a lot of confidence from that Chelsea game. You know, even with Costa, I'm still seeing him. Like, he'll probably do well eventually, but then again, he's a player that loses his head easily. You know, he got a red card in the last game against Brentford, so he's going to be out. You know, he literally done a Nunez and headbutted the player. Do you know what I mean? So,
proper going for it as well. I've seen, you know,
the whole thing about who was it? Gabriel, wasn't it? Arsenal against
Henderson.
Yeah.
And he just didn't understand what he was saying, and all he was doing was calling him a fucking idiot in a Geordie accent. So I guess that would be hard to understand some people. But, you know, we all know that Henderson's not that guy.
Yeah, he's not that guy.
You know,
he's not that guy.
That's
But
what I don't like about social media, because they would just instantly.
They do jump on it, don't they?
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, let's go through some comments to see what people are saying. Oh, comments is going a bit mad out here. Stephen's gone 2-0. He's gone same with me for that. Kenny says, honestly, Wolves 3-0 Brighton. Easy Brighton win. Wolves are awful. Can't score. Their defending is awful. Brighton are just getting better. Could be even more. Spencer's got 1-0 to Brighton. Wolves can't score. They're dreadful. Big Ash Shay says, AT, some Tottenham fan gave me detention. Oh, God. Hanno's got 2-0 Brighton Munich. I like that one. Haiti, big up yourself, mate. And then literally, this is linking to what Chris said as well. Kenny says, Wolves never replaced Jota, and they've never replaced the rapidly declining Jimenez after his head injury.
I feel sorry for him, like, do you know what I mean? But that kind of injury, you know,
does change it.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, changed Czech slightly, but Czech was still good for years and that. But, you know, it can, you know, especially if our physical, the game is getting more and more physical.
Yeah, exactly.
In my opinion, like, even though they're trying to, it's an awkward one because some of the challenges they're like, nah, that's soft. Do you know what I mean? Which it kind of
There's
is.
no
But the
balance.
game is getting more physical because everyone's bigger, fitter, stronger. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. He also says getting a youth team player, a player too old for this level.
Yeah, it's kind of as a desperate signing.
Yeah,
well.
100%.
And that's a sign of a club in disarray. So.
Chris speaking sense, unlike other Arsenal fans, says Hanno.
Real football fan, mate.
There you go. And Kenny says Tyler's dad seeing the same score as me. So he reckons the same as you there. Or you reckon the same as each other. But yeah, moving on to the next game is the 5:30 game tomorrow. And that is Everton versus Leicester. Now, this one's a difficult one for me. Because last time I did actually predict Everton to win. Obviously, I don't like to. But obviously they did. in that game. Who did they play again? Crystal Palace, I believe it was. I think I said 2-1. It was 3-1. Leicester, after that very emphatic win, I think this will be a close one, but I wouldn't be surprised if Leicester went there and got something. I think they've got a bit of momentum kicking in now.
Where are Everton in the table?
Everton in the table are, as it's
around about the same,
12th, and Leicester obviously need the points more as well. Obviously, they're still in relegation zone.
They're getting a bit of backbone, Leicester. They're getting a bit of fight in them.
Well, they've got good players.
They have. But then they kind of gave up. I think they was looking at getting Rodgers to sack. So
I don't know about that.
The payoff, if they was, the payoff would have been crazy anyway.
Exactly.
I don't think they could have afforded it. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I think that is what the issue is: money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think.
What I will say, even though I don't like to
Everton
admit it,
home.
Everton home crowd at night, they are different level. But
I'm
I
going to
just
go with the draw. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw.
1-1. That's fair enough. Dad,
Yeah,
how do you
same.
see this one?
Same,
1-1 as well.
same, yeah, I ain't even getting too deep into it. Pretty much, Leicester, they're not getting relegated. They're climbing out. It's got, Everton is kind of steady. I think they will decline because I don't think Frank Lampard is still there.
Yeah, he's still there.
He's
I think the thing that will save Everton is that the defensive signings they made. I believe they'll still be in the battle, but I just feel Conor Cody, Tarkowski, they're brilliant.
I think it'll be a
signings.
tight game and 1-1.
1-1, fair enough. I've gone with a close game as well, like I briefly mentioned earlier. I just got a feeling after that Leicester win, I can see them going there, and either team could win this, I reckon. But I'm going to go with the 2-1 Leicester. I'm going to back Leicester to get the 2-1 win. So
Can you throw it on YouTube?
yeah, you can do that. 2-1 Leicester. I've gone with for this one. Let's see what the comments has gone with. Big up Nicola. He is actually a Fulham fan. He says, I hope Fulham can do something versus City. God help us. 1-1, same as you guys. Kenny reckons. And Leicester slowly getting into better form. Everton very inconsistent. Exactly. I don't know about Everton at the moment. Like I said, for me, I reckon they'll be in and around the battle, but I just think the defenders they've signed is what will help them out in the end. Spencer's gone 2-1 blue and white shite. He said could see a 1-1 draw, to be honest. So yeah, fair enough. A lot of 1-1s for this game. Obviously, both of you have gone with a 2-1. But yeah, moving on to the next game. Well,
Sorry.
there you go. Look at the next game, Chris.
Well,
Here we go.
hello.
Here we go. This
Hang
is
on. I want to see everyone. Let me know who's a Chelsea supporter. I know Hanno is.
Hanno. No one else. I don't think that's in here right now is.
Any Arsenal supporters?
No, not in here right now. You got Fulham, Man U, and Liverpool. I think at the moment.
Right, fair enough.
Chris, they're not in there.
Oh, well, you know what, right? I'm actually going to be, because I'm on your show, I'm not going to gloat about Arsenal here. We're having an amazing season. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
It's, at the end of the day, every game at the moment is just another game.
Yeah.
Chelsea, away, it's a tough game.
Yes.
They could nick a point. They could win the game. Yeah, but we've got two good teams up against each other.
100%. And usually, when you lot play in recent years, it has been goals galore most of the time.
I mean,
You've tend to nick it, but I think you lot obviously doing better than them. I just think former players might come back.
No,
So
don't even go there. I knew you was going to say about that.
One starts
No.
with an A, ends in an A as a nickname.
Right?
Oh my god.
Aubameyang,
Yes.
yeah, obviously. Well, no, see, to be honest, he's lost his head, right? And I'm going to say this straight out. No offense, Hanno. I loved the player when he was at Arsenal. When he came from Dortmund, I loved him. Yeah, he had the right attitude. He played with a smile on his face. I loved the mask when he came out with the mask.
Yeah.
I loved all of it. Yeah, and then something changed. He switched. Then he ended up at Barcelona, and he couldn't even get in. Like, well, he was getting hardly any goals. Then he picked up a bit of form, and then he lost his head again. And now he's at you lot. He was signed by
Thomas Tuchel.
Tuchel. Yeah. And Tuchel lasted like, what, 18 hours? Was it 18
Something
hours
like
or
that,
something like
within,
that? Crazy. Yeah. He only went there for the manager as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and he's on. He's old. He's old. He's too old. He's past his best. He's done. Yeah. His knees are shot. He tried to make out that he was the new Henry, and he's not. He was, he was just about halfway through his prime when he came to us. Yeah, because he dawdled over signing the contract for us for about 4 years. He's done. Yeah, he's past his best, and it's all about the money for him now. I don't think we're going to see him in the game. I really don't.
I mean, last couple of games I have seen him, actually, he's not really been in the games. Like Man United, he was struggling to get onto things. So I do hear what you're saying there, definitely.
I just think, they've got a good team, but he's just too big-headed. He's gone too big-headed. I liked him. I don't like him anymore.
Fair enough. As for score prediction, and just a quick one, as it is your team, line-up prediction.
Obviously, you're going to go with. So he took Ben White off last night. I think it was like 65 minutes, 70 minutes. So he was obviously saving him for Sunday. He's having a phenomenal season, so he's definitely right back. Saliba. Definitely. Gabby, and I don't know, I'm torn between Tierney and Zinchenko again, he looks hungry. He looks hungry. We've got a hungry team at the moment.
Yeah, you do.
I reckon he'll start with Tierney, and then we'll see Zinchenko come on there or for Xhaka for around about 65 minutes. Xhaka, obviously. Odegaard, and party time. Yeah, you've got some party time. And then obviously, Saka. Is he going to play? Is he not going to play? The moment, and I said this to you earlier on, the form that Reece Nelson has come into the team with, I'd actually choose him and rest Saka to make sure he gets.
Yeah, make sure.
Tommy Arsu, he's injured. Rushed him back from injury too quick. So we've got Suarez on the bench. I don't know. Then you got Martinelli. His form's dipped a little bit at the moment. I don't think he likes cold weather, to be fair.
He's not used to it.
And then Jesus up front. And I'm going to go with...
Here we go.
I'm going to go with the 3-1 Arsenal.
Jeez, we love that. We love that confidence. 3-1. And
so the team is buzzing. They're on a next level in the Premier League at the moment. There is no other team playing like them, not even City.
Yeah,
right?
true.
They are knocking the ball around. They're not even looking for the ball. They're looking for space.
Looking at Arsenal back in the day, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. I have to be honest.
98 to 2002. The way that we was knocking the ball about is fantasy football at its best. Yeah. And everyone keeps on saying we'll get back from the World Cup and Arsenal going to fall to pieces. I hear it every day at the moment, right? Half of our players have been overlooked. Ben White, been overlooked. Jesus, Martinelli, Gabby, been overlooked. Scotland out of the World Cup anyway. So we've got players. Xhaka's been overlooked for Switzerland. The last couple of games. Yeah.
crazy.
And
to
he's a
me.
national captain.
Yeah, I was going to say when I see him play for them, he is quality for them. Obviously, he's starting to do well for you lot as well.
Yeah,
but beforehand,
he's
he
got
was
his
always
old
good for
fullback.
them.
In fact, he's not got his old fullback. He's got better than his old fullback.
Yeah.
And he's helping lead the team. Yeah. Everyone slated him. Yeah, he said something to an Arsenal fan at a game, which was bang out of order. But it's the passion, and everyone's forgetting passion. They do, he's angry. Sell him. No, I understand the difference between anger, which is when you want to fight someone, and passion when you're dedicated, when you're loyal to a club. Yeah. Everyone, I mean, fans jump ship as well nowadays. Arsenal ain't playing well, so I'm going to go and support City. City has dipped, so I'm going to go and support Liverpool because they won the league. Mind yourselves. So back your club, back the players. Follow your club to your passion, yeah, and watch the passion come from the players. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say.
There you go, 3-1. Love that. I love that confidence. Like I say, recent years it has been goals galore, and you have tend to actually play really well against them. So, and the way you're going this season is even better, of course. So, if someone is going to win this game, I definitely think it will be you lot. That's for sure.
Like
Dad, your prediction in this one?
Yeah, Arsenal, when I watched them, all right, it was against Forest and that, but the way they were playing was like the Arsenal were old, and they were passing it around. They're comfortable. They're confident. They're just on fire at the moment. They've scored 30 goals.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very hard to stop them scoring. I'll tell you that. And Graham Potter is good, and he will turn Chelsea. He would. Do you know what I mean? But it's hard work. It's going to be hard.
Yeah.
This is. I just don't.
It's a massive challenge.
I think it'll be close though. I do. But I still think Arsenal are going to draw this win out. They've got a good history against them.
Yeah.
And I could just see them edging it. I'm going to go 2-1 Arsenal.
Nice.
Sorry, Anno.
While you're doing that, I'm just going to add a point. I think Chelsea, the hierarchy, after they sold the club, I think the hierarchy was just a bit kind of like too eager to get rid of Tuchel.
Yeah,
they 100%
was.
And I don't think Graham Potter was their first choice, but I think they got snubbed. And that's the thing. When you're too quick to sell players that were doing all right for your team, when you're too quick to then get rid of your manager, other managers, players, your fans, they're all going to look at the club and go, hold up, I've been following this team for years. That ain't how we run the club.
Yeah.
And I just want to touch on the Aubameyang factor as well. That I feel like Arteta's gonna prove like why he got rid of him.
Yeah,
just kind of thing. I think this is going to happen in this game.
It's definitely something's going to happen between them.
Would Potter have signed Aubameyang?
I don't think he would. That's the thing. Potter ain't got the team that he wants.
He ain't either at the moment. That's what I'm saying. He will turn it around there, but I just think it's a bit of a transitional period. And the way Arsenal are playing at the moment, I think that's that it.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's fair enough. Well, it's going to be interesting your facial expressions and my prediction. Like I said, I think you know how it's going because I did say if someone wins this game, it will be Arsenal. I just think it's going to be goals galore.
He's going to go for a 6-3 or something like that. Anyway.
Not quite.
Yeah,
I've gone with a 2-2. I've gone with a 2-2.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. I see where you're coming from there, but I don't know. After the defeat to Brighton last weekend, the Reds dipped.
Yeah, but they'll tighten up from that. That's why I reckon it'll be tight. But I just think you've got that extra momentum, that whole buzz about the club at the moment is so like honestly, the last few games I've watched them, they've just looked
really good.
Really good.
They have looked close, I have to admit. And I don't even mind Arsenal.
At the moment, I can't see them not finishing it in the top two.
Who? Chelsea?
Oh, no,
Arsenal. Oh, yeah, of course. I was going to say.
But yeah, I've gone with 2-2. I did click on Hanno's comment. Obviously, he has backed his boys. He's gone 2-1 Chelsea in that one. So that's that. Big up Wolf. He says, "Hey lads, big up yourself, mate."
Hanno's just been biased.
Big up Adam. He says, "I think I'm going to the Tottenham game. Don't big up your team, but yeah, if you do go to that, that is a really good game to go to, obviously." So yeah, and obviously we'll go into how I'm feeling on that later on. They were the underdogs and us the favourites last season. They beat us now, and the roles are reversed. Says Hanno. Also has a free ticket and don't know if she can go. Fair enough, mate. If you can, then flipping enjoy that, mate. That'll be a really good game to go to. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, there we go. And a free ticket, yeah, exactly. In the Premier League, can't complain about that. But yeah, that is that of that game. Moving on to the next game. Obviously, these are all the games. Obviously, that's the early kickoff on Sunday. Obviously, moving on to the 2 p.m. games in the UK. Aston Villa versus Man United. Now, this is actually Unai Emery's first game in charge. He wasn't in charge in the game against Newcastle.
Okay.
Go on. Did you want to say something?
Good evening.
Obviously, taking on Man United, who did get a win in Europe yesterday, but obviously they still remain second because they didn't. I think they had to get 2 clear goals. Obviously, you know, they are looking good. They are looking all right, Man United. Ever since that Liverpool game, I thought they've started to look good.
Pick up players as a team.
Yeah. Exactly.
It'd be interesting as well. Emery's first game. We won our first game under him. So, well, no, where are they in the league? Where's Villa? Villa
are 16th.
So, I'd go with a draw. I think it's going to be a draw. I would go with. They've got players, and if they start playing together, then they'll do what they was doing under Gerrard. I think Gerrard lost the dressing room.
100%. You could tell in the last game that he had against
you can tell that as well.
Douglas Costa, just quickly before you say what you was going to say, Douglas Costa headbutting a player. That moment in, I just knew.
And Coutinho's form has been non-existent this season, and they're buddied. So like, it's almost like something's on like whether he's too pally with him. I've no idea, or he don't like whatever. Something happened there. Yeah. They will be back. They will get better, but they're not beating Man United.
Draw. I'm going to go with a 2.
Nice goals. Nice. Also, Kenny did say earlier, he said, has a bit of banter. He said, Manchester United, obviously he's a United fan. He went Manchester United 3-1 Arsenal. Oh, wait. For his predictions. He was trying to take the mic.
You had a bit of help from the ref, mate. Yeah. I mean, that goal was definitely a goal. Whatever you say, I don't care. As a football fan, regardless of the teams, if that was anybody else, everyone would have turned around and said that was a goal. Yeah. The fact that it was an Arsenal Man U, whatever went through the ref said at that point and made him think, oh, you know what? I need to go back to the VAR TV screen and have a look at that for the next 5 minutes to decide on what happened. It was a goal. Yeah, it was a fair tackle that led to a goal. Okay, any football fan, any other team, you'd say the same thing. Yeah, there's no point in being biased towards your own team just because it helps you win. Yeah, I'm not sour about it. We lost the game, but it's the only game we lost this season. We've only lost one. We've only drawn one. So
yeah, there you go. Tells you there. Yeah, 2-2. 2-2.
2-1.
2-1, Dad. You're going 2-1 United.
Yeah.
I've actually gone with the same as you. I just think the way United are looking, I think Villa will make it really tough, especially at Villa Park. Unai Emery first game in charge. But I just think the way United are going, I just think they can grind out results. At the moment, they have got a lot of 1-goal wins this season, and they've just played really well. Even with the Ronaldo saga that's been going on, they've still managed to get that out of the way and focus on their results. Like even the West Ham game they had the other day against them. Obviously, West Ham has so many good chances, and defensively they have been really good. Martinez, since he's come in, Dalot, the right back, he was probably man of the match for me against West Ham. You know, you could argue him or De Gea. I would say the main two. But, yeah, I'm going to go with 2-1 United as well. See what the comments are saying. Let's see what people reckon on that one. Yeah, obviously I read that comment. Kenny has got 1-0 United. I hope so we win because I'll be watching it with Lewis. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. You don't watch long or anything for that. That's going to be, I'll definitely tune into that. See what happens there. 2-1 Manchester Scum. Their defence has been pretty good as of late. Exactly. First of all, good evening. Kenny, will you be doing a watch long? I love Nunes, says David. Great shit house. Yeah, he's quite funny. But then when it doesn't age well, like when he done it against Arsenal, he looks like a fool then, don't he?
Or Forest.
Yeah, or Forest. And obviously Kenny and Wolf are talking about their thoughts on United. But yeah, moving on to the next game. And that is Southampton versus Newcastle United. Now, you lot know Southampton, for me, I predict them to win, they lose. Predict them to lose, they win. For the first time, I actually predicted them to lose, and they did. And yeah, they're just... Don't put bets on them. You know what I mean? Don't put bets on them. That's what it's like with them. Even Chris Welch, who comes in the comments, will tell you that. Newcastle, obviously, we know how good they're doing. This is the first year where we're going to start seeing them floating up and around. You know, obviously, they're currently in the top 4 as it stands. A lot of people are saying this could be...
They lost once as well.
Yeah, a lot of people saying this could be the game of the weekend where there's just goals like for one, like a one-sided affair. And I do see why people do say that, you know, with the fact, you know, Newcastle have, you know, got some emphatic wins, but they've mainly been home other than Fulham. You know, Southampton, they do tend to keep their games at home tight, but they do lose quite a lot. I did say this season, I reckon they'll just finish above relegation zone. And I think they are actually in that position right now, where I said, yeah, they're in 17th, like I said. I think it's going to be tighter than people think, but I do think Newcastle will get the win. I'll get my early prediction done on this one. I'll go with another. I've gone with a lot of 2-1s. I'm going to go with another 2-1 Newcastle.
I think they're starting to gel. I look at Newcastle, the way that City started off, if you remember that, when they got the Sheikh's money. Yeah. Started off slow, started getting the players in. I think they're not rushing anything.
No, they don't need to.
No,
exactly.
They got
right now, they're in the Champions League races as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I'm trying to think who was their loss
top
to.
6 easy.
Their loss was to Liverpool, actually. 2-1, so...
I actually think, right, and I'm gonna stick Nick out here. I actually think this is going to be a high scoring game for them. I think they're going to win 4-1.
That's what a lot of people have said. A lot of people.
They're just finding their firepower. They're so strong up front. Every time I worry about playing Newcastle now.
Almiron as well. He's been on fire.
Yeah.
He's been scoring some really good goals pretty much every week.
The young English kid they got there.
Callum Wilson, is that him?
Is it? I think
The
so.
striker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like 22. Yeah.
Nah, not Callum Wilson. I think it must mean someone else. He's not that young, is he?
I don't know. I
think he is.
Stratton. Let me check.
I mean, he's coming to a different class now.
Oh, he's 30.
30.
Yeah.
I don't know who it is. Young.
There is a young one.
If anyone knows in the chat, let us know. But I can't think.
I think the team's gelling, and I think they're gelling to a point where they're going to start showing their worth. You know, it's going back to the Shearer years. You lot probably won't remember, but when we used to watch the Newcastle of old, the Shearer years, they was always a good team, weren't they? John Barnes was there. Totti. Was it no, not Totti? Tony Cottee. He played for them and all that as well, didn't he? They had a wicked team back in like the early 90s. To mid 90s. Yeah. And they just fell apart. Now coming back, and they've had a cash injection, a massive cash injection. Yeah, but
The support does help as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. And they've
Yeah,
got one of the
100%.
best supporting.
They have, yeah.
One of their fan
in
bases.
the world.
Yeah.
To be honest.
You know,
A lot of teams in the Northwest do. You know, especially where they're located. The numbers they bring down to places is phenomenal.
yeah. Well, the Geordies are all going to have to go out and get jobs, aren't they? If they get into Europe. The benefits ain't going to get them like abroad, is it? No offence if you're a Geordie. No offence.
Lost 5 subscribers.
I don't think I actually have any subs that are Newcastle fans, lucky enough.
Right, Emma.
But yeah, so 4-1. I'm going for a big win, 4-1.
4-1. That's fair enough. Dad, your prediction?
2-0.
2-0 Newcastle?
Yeah.
Fair enough. That is fair enough. Let's go see what people reckon about this one. Kenny says 1-0 Newcastle. I see this being tight but a narrow win. Spencer's gone 2-1, same as me. Hanno's gone 3-1 Newcastle. Still want my apologies for saying I was mad after saying 4-0 Newcastle. Yeah, shout out to Hanno actually. He got the 4-0 spot on last week.
Sweet.
In their game, so fair play to him. Tyler, is it new haircut, just a different angle? It's just a different angle, mate. Do you know what I mean? That's all it is. Shout out, but that's setup. But yeah, there's that. But yeah, that is that. Let's move on to the next game, which is a London derby. Obviously not one of the biggest ones, but it still is. Obviously at the London Stadium, West Ham versus Crystal Palace. Obviously West Ham did get an emphatic win yesterday, but again, I don't really know about the team they played. They did have a nice stadium though. That's what I will say. Obviously in the league, they're starting to kick on a bit of form now, especially at home. And that's what I think will shoot them up the table. A couple of games ago, I did actually get their game right against Bournemouth at home. I said 2-0 and it was. The United game, you know, United were just so good defensively and De Gea was on fire. That's why they couldn't get past, especially based on that second half. I thought the changes they'd done in that game, you know, they did definitely make an impact. It just couldn't get that goal because how good United were defensively. Antonio was brilliant when he come on. Fornals was good when he come on. Taking on Crystal Palace, who obviously have not been at the levels that they were last season. Very inconsistent at times. Yeah, it's one of them. Obviously, Vieira did come out a couple of weeks ago and said in one of his interviews that they're still aiming for top half of the table come the end of the season. How do you see this one going, Chris?
To be fair, it's a very balanced game, really, isn't it? I mean, it could be boring. It could be a
exactly
boring
what
game.
I was going to say. Ball draw, mate. I'll get mine in now. Yeah.
Yep, go on.
0-0.
0-0. There's always one. To be fair, there is always one.
I'll actually go with the same because it's just got a boring
They're just
game.
going to cancel each other
yeah.
out. It's not that, you know, it's just the way it is. Like, you know, at this stage of the season, that, you know.
And West Ham will probably rotate a little bit as well due to playing in the Conference League. Because that's a quick turnaround for, you know, especially, you know, that play on the Thursday. You know, it's even quicker turnaround, isn't it? So, yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. As for me, I just think that West Ham's home form is what will carry them up the table. I don't think this will be the greatest games compared to the others. But I've gone with 2-0. I've gone with 2-0 West Ham. I was thinking of 1-0, but I'm going to go with 2-0 to West Ham. Let's see what people reckon for that one. Hanno's gone 3-2 Palace. Last few meetings have been 3-2. Yeah, true, actually. That is true. I think West Ham won their 3-2 last season. Yeah, they did, in fact, because I remember predicting it. And, yeah, no, I definitely hear what you're saying, that. Kenny's got 1-0 West Ham. West Ham getting in form. Palace very inconsistent. At home, they're really good. West Ham, typical smash and grab. That's fair enough. I could see that. Like I said, if I didn't go 2-0, I would have definitely said 1-0. United 2-0. That's why you've gone 2-1 United rather than 1-0. I don't know. I just think Villa might get a goal. You know, just due to that bounce. But I think you just have enough because you've just been grinding out them results, and I believe that will happen again. So yeah, there's that. Then obviously the last game, I might as well talk about it first. Tottenham versus Liverpool. That's how I feel talking about this team at the moment. Obviously, Adam, who's one of my long-time mates, obviously he said he's not really feeling confident because they haven't got Son. And I was saying to him, Son hasn't really done much, the whole season other than score against Leicester. Do you know what I mean? Leicester, we know how poor they've been. Liverpool, I said to him, Liverpool haven't won one away game in the league this season. We know how bad it's been. I'm not feeling confident going into this game. Napoli, I knew we'd win that game, but it didn't mean anything, did it? Yeah, people say it could be a confidence booster. They all said that against Man City, and then we lost the next game. I'm not confident in this one, especially, I look at our games last season against Tottenham, both draws, 2-2 at their ground. I would have took the point, though, at their ground last season, considering we did start Tyler Morton and James Milner in midfield. The game at Anfield, we should have probably lost that, to be honest. I think his Son scored for them, and I think we equalised. Diaz scored a really good goal that game, I think. But yeah, I'm not feeling confident going into this one. I'm not going to lie. The best we're getting for me is a draw. I'll be honest. But yeah, I'll do my lineup. That I'd go with in this one. So let me just do that. So I would go 4-3-3. I would go back to the 4-3-3 in this game, especially if it being away from home. I feel we need more cover. We can't be doing all this 2 in midfield against Tottenham for me, because right now on form, their midfield is clear of ours as well. That's the thing. Because our midfield is just injured every 5 minutes and just so inconsistent. So obviously I've got Alisson in goal, one of the rare good players for us at the moment. Feel sorry for the guy after time, prevents it from being even more at times. Honestly, right back, you got to go Trent, ain't you, really? Oh, if I can actually spell his name right, that would be a good start. Left back, Robertson, of course. Centre backs, I'm gonna drop Joe Gomez. For me, he's been so inconsistent. So like one really good game and then one average. I'll go Konate and Van Dijk for me. God, I can't spell players' names. There he is. CDM, I'll go Fabinho again. Been very inconsistent, but then I'm going with Henderson higher up in the midfield. So I don't really know what we do other that. Actually, no, I'm not going to go Henderson. I'm going to go Harvey Elliott. I think he's been one of the shining lights as well. He's been all right this season. And then I'm going to go Thiago, the guy who is probably our best midfielder, but when it comes to consistency of not getting injured, that guy is so unreliable. That's why I said in the summer we need a midfielder, and I think that is showing now. Centre forward, you got to go Firmino for me. Don't even get me started. Right wing, I'm going to go. Obviously, you got to go Salah. That's not a debate. Even though he's not been great this season, as we know, but he's still hit a few numbers. We know that. Left wing or left side, I would probably go. No, I'd probably go Nunes because he can play on that left side, as you can see there. So that's the lineup I'll go with against Tottenham. Half them players are smiling. Be interesting to see if they are on Sunday. Do you know what I mean? That's what I will say. So obviously the 4-3-3, Alisson in goal, Robertson left back, Trent right back, Van Dijk and Konate centre backs. Midfield, Fabinho, CDM, Thiago on the left, Elliott on the right, Nunes on the left side, Firmino, and then Salah. Chris, obviously a Liverpool fan, did put his lineup earlier, so let me go back to it just so I don't forget it and see what he went with. And his scores actually quickly. We'll go through them. He says Leeds 2-1, so he's gone same as me there. City 3-1, gone the same as me. He's gone 2-1 Brentford, 2-0 Brighton, same as me there. He's gone with a Leicester win as well. He's gone 3-1 Arsenal, same as you there. 1-0 Man United, which is the popular score in the chat. Southampton to lose 2-0 against Newcastle. That's what you said, isn't it, Doug? There you go there. 2-1 Palace against West Ham, and then 3-3 Liverpool. Jeez. And then the lineup he wants is Alisson, Gomez right back. That'll be Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Fabinho. He wants Trent in midfield. Thiago.
Scared to put him in there.
They are. That's the problem.
I fact that.
And Alexander-Arnold needs to be playing in midfield. If you're going to keep playing him at right back, may as well get the hammer and end his career early. Yeah, Chris is no nonsense. Trust me. He says it how he feels about it. But yeah, that's fair enough. But like my dad says, they just don't do it. We just don't do it. And it's annoying. You know, the only times we've seen it recently is with England, and you know, you're doing it with Southgate. Come on, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, yeah, he's not good there. The guy don't know what he's doing. But was you going to say something?
Top to get the chop.
I think he'll walk if it continues, to be honest. But
it can't be the dressing room. It can't be. It maybe 25% of the dressing room is lost. I've heard a lot's been going on with Fabinho. You know, a lot of craziness apparently, and it's by reliable Liverpool sources. Don't really know how they know, but apparently he's lashed out at Klopp twice, which is obvious. You can see it if you're at the game, etc. But apparently he's had a little bit of an argument with his girlfriend as well. Apparently he's moved out. He's staying in a hotel in Liverpool. So I think that comes down to why his form's not been so great as well. Yeah, that makes sense then.
But there's always behind the scenes stuff that you never see, and you wonder, well, why is he playing crap, or why? You know, people are humans. Do you know what I mean?
They're not exactly. They're not robots. We're all the same. We all have our moments in our lives. You know, if that's true, that's one player. Is it really going to affect the whole team?
Can do.
It could do. It depends on his attitude towards the rest of the team.
But Klopp's a good manager. He'll get it sorted. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He'll be gone.
But then you got to think: is one player really going to upset the team that much? The caliber of Liverpool.
Well, look what happened with Birmingham and Aston.
People are saying
there was more.
Do you know what people are saying about Salah since he's signed the contract? I don't know if I agree on this one as much. Since he's signed the contract, he's been like a Birmingham. I don't really agree with that, but Liverpool fans have been saying
contract. Simple as that. He's just struggling out on that right side.
I think he is, because he's not smart as much as he was last season. I think he's missing Mane.
30 as well.
Yeah, he is 100%. And the thing is, what I say at the start of the season, you know, Pep Linders, our assistant manager, he was trying to get too involved. He was trying to say, yeah, let's play Salah as far wide out as possible so it benefits the other players. It wasn't benefiting the other players because we weren't scoring goals. You know, and since they put Salah where he has, he still ain't been doing overly great, but he's still been getting numbers. If you actually look, I think he's still got like 9 goals this season or something.
Goals. He'll get double figures.
Yeah, still 100%.
But you know, like I'm talking 20s.
I reckon he will. I mean, we're just about halfway through the season.
Yeah.
So they just need to find their balance again. Nunes. He's come in, he's got an attitude problem. You can see that on the pitch. That might be causing an effect in the team as well, especially with his price tag. Klopp's got a difficult job on his hands.
What happens in the Premier League.
Yeah. Klopp's got probably the biggest job of his career on his hands at the moment. Yeah, because Liverpool have always had that kind of following. And if you go against the home fans, mate, you might as well get in a cab and run.
Yeah.
It's a difficult one there. If Liverpool turn up, Tottenham are going to turn up because they're at home. You know, if Liverpool turn up, they could walk away with a win. But it depends on what Liverpool turns up. If you're looking at the Forest game, or the Leeds game, or the Arsenal game, you know, we were lucky in that game. We were definitely lucky in that game. It went in our favour. Sometimes you've got to take the rough with the smooth. We've had enough rough seasons. And it was about time that we started getting some luck go our way. Yeah. So, but I think that was probably realistically the downward kind of the decline in the team. They lost their heads. So I think it's a mixture of emotions within the team and the results that are going against them.
Yeah.
their heads are dropped. So I don't know. I'm going to go with a draw, 2-2.
Fair enough. There, 2-2. Last time to be fair, despite how we've been, the last time we actually lost to Tottenham, I remember it. I can't remember what year it was, but I remember they beat us quite heavily. That was when they were at Wembley. It's 4-1. And the annoying thing is, I was with Adam on holiday, and he was giving me rubbish there. But then he got revenge when these Newcastle fans were laughing at him when they beat him 2-1. Not the first time, mate. So I was loving that. I was getting involved with the Geordies in that one. But yeah, 2-2. Dad, your prediction?
I think Liverpool are going to sneak it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think that, they're always up against, they're up for playing Liverpool. I mean, Tottenham, all the time.
True.
And
that said, that record tells you alone.
They've still got good quality players. I think they'll concede.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's their big issue.
Especially conceding first. We've done that a lot. Ridiculous amount of
I
time.
think they're going to have enough in them. And, they're not going to be that bad this season. They will start climbing up the table. And I think this is one of the games where they'll prove that that's why, they should be up there.
Mm-hmm.
And they will.
Yep. Prediction?
2-1.
Love that. You got more confidence than me.
I do think.
As for my prediction, like I said, obviously I'll sort of give it away that I was thinking it's going to be a draw. Yeah, I'm going to go over 1-1. I'm going to go over 1-1. I don't know. I'm just not really. Just know what Tottenham can possess, especially on the break. How we've been, how exploited we've been defensively at times this season. Especially Trent on that right hand side. You look at the Leeds game, the first goal they got in that game. Trent, it's happened a few other games as well, but he's been too high up at times. And Gomez has had to come and get it, and then there's no one. Because Van Dijk's been very average this season as well for his expectations. Yeah, and it's just that away form as well. I'll take a draw. I'll be very happy with a draw, especially with how we've been and how Tottenham are doing compared to us. Because let's be real, Tottenham have only lost one game at home this season as well in the league. And obviously that's to Newcastle, who obviously we know how well they're doing. So I'm going to go for 1-1 there. What we'll do before we wrap up is we'll just calculate the table, see what the results would be like of all the predictions we've gone with. So mine, the table would be City would go top on a better goal difference than Arsenal, but Arsenal would still be on the same points. Newcastle will be third, better goal difference than Tottenham. United would still be fifth. Chelsea would be sixth. Brighton would be seventh. Liverpool would still be ninth. Fulham would still be above Liverpool. West Ham would be 10th, so they'd be shooting their way up there. Crystal Palace would be 11th. Leeds would be 12th. Brentford 13th. Everton 14th. Leicester would go up to 15th, which would be good for them. Bournemouth would start, creeping down there, 16th. Villa would be 17th. Still, they'd go down one place. And then Southampton would drop into the relegation zone alongside Nottingham Forest, who wouldn't be rock bottom, but they'd be second bottom. And then Wolves would be bottom. So that's how it look if it goes the way I think it will. See what it go like for the way Chris reckons. Is that my? Oh wait, is that my one? Oh yeah, I've just put my one back up. Right, let me get rid of that. Actually, I don't need that now. It wants to work. There we go. So. Oh, this is your one, Dad, actually. This is your one. So let's calculate it. So Arsenal would still be top of the league by 2 points. Man City be on 32. Newcastle will be third as well, a point above Tottenham this time round. United would be fifth, same points as Tottenham. Brighton would be sixth, above Chelsea, with a better goal difference. Liverpool would be eighth, so we'd actually go up by a place. Fulham would be ninth. Crystal Palace would be 10th. Everton 11th. West Ham 12th. Brentford 13th. Bournemouth 14th. Leeds 15th. Leicester would be in a better position as well. 16th, Aston Villa 17th, and the same bottom three as me. But obviously, Southampton and Nottingham Forest be level on points, but obviously Southampton better goal difference. So that's yours. And then Chris's, before we wrap up, this is what his would look like. So, his beloved Gooners would still be at the top. Man City would be second. Newcastle third again. Same points as Tottenham. Just a better goal difference for Newcastle. United fifth. Brighton sixth. Above Chelsea again. Fulham eighth. Liverpool ninth as well. Palace 10th. Brentford 11th. Everton 12th. West Ham 13th. Bournemouth 14th. Leeds 15th. Aston Villa 16th. Leicester City's just above relegation zone. And then Southampton, Wolves, and Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest still bottom if results go the way Chris thinks. So yeah, people, there you go. That is the end of the Premier League stream. Let's just go through some comments. What's going on with this? I don't even know what's going on with these comments. Trent needs to be dropped indefinitely. Oh, don't even get me started. But yeah, that is the end of the stream. Thank you both for coming on.
Thank you.
And obviously, we'll be back again very shortly. Meant to be back again now, but obviously we was a bit late on that. But obviously, we're back again talking about the town. God, finally, we go to an away game together. That's not Stevenage. Do you know what I mean? You don't want to get reminded of that either.
Yeah.
But thank you again, Chris, for coming onto the channel and talking sense about Arsenal. Yeah, no, absolutely. And obviously, I'll be doing a vlog, and I'm sure these will both be on it at some point, as well as other Luton fans that go into the game. So yeah, man, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one, and yeah, there might even be some content going, while we're going up there. Maybe we'll see what goes on. But yeah, I'm going to try and make it a different vlog. Do you know what I mean? A different standard, especially with what we've got planned beforehand. But yeah, that is that. Big up everyone that's been in the chat. Big up everyone that's liked. Big up everyone that's subscribed and all of that. Spencer says, take care, everyone. See you in a bit, Tyler. Big up yourself, Kenny, mate. But yeah, big up everyone that's been in the chat. Big up David as well for the super chat. And like I said, all the money I receive on this channel will go back into the channel at the moment for World Cup stuff. That's what's going on, as that is very shortly now. But yeah, don't forget to smash a like on the stream if you haven't already. Like count so far has ended up on 12 likes. 13 actually, because it always adds one. So big up yourselves for that. I think we've hit 1.38k as well. So big up yourselves for that. I think we have. Yeah, we have one new subscriber in the stream. So big up to whoever that was as well. And yeah, don't forget to smash a like on the stream, subscribe, turn on notification bell so you never miss an upload or a scheduled stream. And if you want to follow me across any of my socials, links to them will be in the description. And yeah, we'll be back again ASAP for the Hatter Show, probably about 5-10 minutes. You'll sort out a few things and eat. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, we'll be back again in a bit for the Hatter Show. So yeah, until next time, stay safe, take care, peace.
Peace.